Hi, it's Joe, and today we're watching The Witcher Blood Origin, Season 1, Episode 3 of Warriors, Wakes, and Wondrous World. These long titles are doing a nightmare for my brain fog. I'm just really excited to keep going. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version only 1 week in advance, can't speak. And yeah, I realised I kind of just didn't even intro. I do think that, like, they're going to be trying to escape this other world and hopefully trying to get to Zintria today, and I'm very excited, so let's go. Ooh. Handy, handy. Oh god, can it stay alive? Are we back in our world now, or are we in a different part of that world?
What is that? I'm not high, you elfin shitweasel. There!
Oh, the beast. She's been hiding out.
Beast. We're fucked.
Come with me if you want to live.
I wondered how we'd meet her.
You planning on killing the Empress?
No planning about it.
Mad as a bucket full of stoats. Love it. The gods of mayhem rise up and wiped out the town of Gilfin in one go, they say.
Honestly, we've no idea how to kill it.
He feels
We barely
guilty because
escaped
he's
the
part of
monster
what brought it
10
here.
size earlier.
Create our own beast to fight and kill it.
Oof. A Witcher?
No. Biological essence with mind to gain its strength and power.
He feels it's his
Hopefully that'll be
duty
enough
to
kill
fix
Valor's
it.
beast.
Not again.
Is he talking about making a Witcher or something else? I mean, she's Ciri's ancestor because she's also blonde. Basically, if there's a blonde elf, I'm going to be like, is this supposed to be an older blonde?
What we did to her.
We were trying to save her.
No, she died, Syndril.
And then we brought her back.
No, whatever we brought back to life,
Fuck.
you'll probably lose who you are. Completely. Every nerve, everything said, two apart shall become two as one.
This again.
I'll do it.
You can't let her do this.
The girl does what she wants.
She does.
Trust me.
Her song will inspire, or she'll find her voice, or something was also in the prophecy.
This can't.
Sacrificing myself is the only way.
No.
No, that doesn't atone for anything.
You bring so much hope to this world. I've seen it.
You've seen how her song spreads.
Bring nothing but death.
I'm going to do it.
I have a feeling he's going to, because she needs to sing her song.
So where's my fucking weight, you sad bunch of horsens? Awake!
Well, they need to be making their potion.
Where?
There is no secret entrance. And even if there was, I'd have found it and shut it down myself.
So we're gonna have to fight our way inside the walls.
Yeah,
of
so
her
what on
tomb
earth was the plan that we...
without cell swords? Every time I think I've suffered the last fool.
Because we could have spent today scouting for another way in or something. You cannot turn him in without turning in everybody.
Well,
I can't know for sure until I try it myself. If I could.
Yep. Yeah, this was never going to go that simply.
From me.
Yep.
And she dies.
He has underestimated them, so they could also be underestimating him right now.
You've been played.
I mean, we're all playing each other here, aren't we?
So I went up in the Corith Mountains and mined myself some fine ore. Smelted it down and added my sweet Gwen's ashes to it.
Oh, it's literally Gwen. Lovely.
The last thing they saw was Gwen's name come in to claim justice.
It's poetic
Might be
justice.
never to cross her.
and war is yearning to take you
She does have a beautiful voice.
Come to me, your lover.
He is taking that elixir. Maybe we could have sung a slightly more upbeat song given the circumstances, but two souls have found each other.
And Merwin, your wife. 20 brats around you.
She does want those 20 brats, that is true.
What I had with Merwin wasn't real.
What I feel for you is...
I wish we'd been born under the same star.
Very romantic of you, sir. This has been coming, and it is very sweet, but I also feel very stressed because I don't think they're surviving this. Did he go? He's taken the elixir. She needs to sing her song. And if she becomes a different person...
He's beyond strong.
You have to stop this. It was
Too
supposed to
late.
be me.
He's taken the first elixir.
It's me. I'm here.
He did it for you and for everything you will bring to the world when you survive
There has to
this.
be a way to reverse this.
They've made you this to children for centuries.
Everything so far has been to prepare him for the procedure.
Yep.
This wasn't the procedure. I know what it's like to watch someone turn into a monster.
I know. And she'll want to
Do
be
what you
there
have to
with
do.
him.
Mother of clay.
I guess they fine-tune this process a bit, don't they? From his blood or something? I'm so intrigued with how this turns into the Witcher process that they do in the future. Oh look. It would not feel good to do that to a person, however willing they were. You've lost a lot, I know. And you've maybe lost him in the sense that he may not be the person he once was, but he's gonna be okay. At least alive. Yep. So how does that process become the process that the humans use to make witches in the future?
It's
I want to
torture,
know.
suffering and pain. You'll never understand.
Yeah, but
Fortunately, they will.
you know, it was a long time ago.
Because our ancients buried them to bring fertile bounty to the land.
Whoa.
They're sacred.
Whoa. So could it if they did bring, if that was genuine, like whether it was sacred or whether it was just science or whatever, digging up the monolith, is that what caused the famine? Because there is no, the monoliths aren't in the ground anymore to be
Yet
fertile.
again. Because I'm empty.
I believe that. She was living on
Hunted
vengeance.
down and killed. One last quest to take me to her. End my
Jesus
breath.
Christ, she wants to die.
Glorious fashion.
We'd be glad to have you.
And for you to live.
And Gwen.
What are you doing?
I have information.
Or does she think this will get her to the Empress and so she'll just chop off her head or whatever? Like, an easy way into the castle.
I require 50 of your Golden Empire soldiers to help bring him in alive. I doubt he'll be keen to see you again on your terms.
Make it so.
Okay, is Skeen really betraying them, or is this all part of some plan she's got?
I want to destroy everything.
Yeah, this is not the complete... I mean, I'm sure witches have some of these sensors and things, but this is not the completely fine-tuned process. It will be. She's gonna attack her or kiss her? If two are about to become one again, they can have their private time. We don't need to watch it. You're very romantic. I'm just stressed because they're about to go up against, you know, all sorts of odds and God knows what's happening. I had hoped this series would... I'm just leaving them to it. I had hoped this series was going to give me some kind of explanation on what Elder Blood is, and so far it hasn't. Their descendants.
Now I realise what she meant.
Oh, does he need to sacrifice the woman he loves?
Too late.
Or...
We need to talk.
You're going to give him everything he wants.
Use me or get rid of me.
And you see me as a lowborn, raised far above his station.
They're speaking plainly.
This is how you see yourself. I see you
She is good with
as
her
a
words.
singular genius.
I still need her as my apprentice.
Of course.
He's gonna kill you, pretty sure. There is no trust here. She needs something from him, he needs something from her. They will turn on each other the first chance they get. Is there a plan here, Skin, or are you betraying us?
Like nothing any of them had ever felt. Or seen.
Mm-hmm. What is Skin's plan?
Dead end.
Mm-hmm. Is Skin actually betraying them, or does she truly think they can beat them?
Shit.
What is her plan here? I mean, if she's truly just evil, like in it for herself, she's, yeah, the dog clan technically carried out the orders that killed her people, and Ayla got her like sent away from the people that she was living with, but like Merwin's father ordered everything that happened. Is she planning something?
What are you doing?
Good. I was thinking, like, it's just not very, it was a weird character choice with everything we had known about her. But if this is somehow part of a plan to get entry, pretend to be the soldiers.
Did we just win?
Not quite.
Well done. I don't know why she couldn't have told them of the plan. They could have acted, but you know, it makes sense as plans go. And the thing that was making me wonder why, if this was a plan or not, was needing 50 men, because we didn't have 50 men, but if she's found some other people then. How are the spheres conjuncting?
Listen. Carry my voice with you. Don't let go.
I mean, everything is not going to go to plan because the spheres are going to conjunct. I've really enjoyed this episode. I think this series is actually doing something quite surprising in terms of how it's pacing itself, and I don't totally hate it. It's in no way how I expected it to go, basically. I kind of thought that there'd have to be a lot of like big moments and things, and big, not a lot of big battles necessarily, but like we'd have like a whole bit where we dealt with the Queen, and then a whole bit where we dealt with the Witcher stuff, and then a whole bit where we dealt with the conjunction of the spheres or whatever. But instead it's kind of all rolled into one, and they have had time for character moments. My biggest fear when I heard that they were going from 6 to 4 was that all they were going to leave in were the big moments, and we were going to lose out on some of the quieter, softer character moments, because those are the moments I love the most. You know, I don't react that much in a battle. I know when I'm editing, often I'm like, I just cut out most of that battle because like, oh, it's not very interesting. Whereas the character moments are where your heart is tugged and you care. I think they've done a good job of making us care about our main 7. Not all of them necessarily, but at the same time, they have 4 episodes, and you know, they need us to care about them enough so that when Fiol is becoming a Witcher or first equivalent, we're stressed about it, so that we're betrayed by Skeen. Now, I think this would have been more effective if it was an 8-episode series where we knew there were going to be 3 more to come, yes, but I think they've done a really good job, basically. Like, I went into this hearing that it had been, critics had hated it, and I don't know why. Yes, it's not as good as The Witcher, but it's not The Witcher. They are the same world, but they are very different. They are setting out to do a different task, and they've been given different resources to do it in. 4 episodes is never going to be enough to tell a story like this. You know, if it had been made into a show with multiple seasons, you almost might have had a whole season, or at least half a season, where we were getting to know the status quo, where we were seeing the princess and the mage and everyone begin their moves and machinations. We were seeing what it was like in Dog Clan and Falcon Clan and everything. Then, oh my god, boom, they're gone. You know, kind of things could have moved a lot slower, whereas doing it in this short form series means that everything is rushed. You have to pick up a lot more quickly, and the characters, you have to kind of just go with them. Like when they kind of tell you the backstory, you have to like absorb it quickly and move on. That being said, I think it could have been done better than it has been done, but I am really enjoying it, and I think given that it is only 4 episodes, they are doing a good job with those episodes, if that makes sense. So starting off with our main crew, you know, hearing more of the backstory of exactly why she calls, like with Meldorf, I think that's her name, and why she calls the hammer Gwen and talks to it so fondly is because she's literally got the ashes in there. It kind of makes it sadder in a lot of ways, but kind of, it makes her seem less less crazy, but and she's just someone who is grieving and honouring her loved one the best one she can. I particularly found the conversation about how the elven kingdoms are built on the bones of dwarves very interesting, because we know by 1200 years later, the human kingdoms are built on top of what was once elven and built on elven suffering. It is a cycle that keeps repeating, and now there don't appear to be, I mean, the elves are trying to retake things, but if anything, like with Nilfgaard, humans are just doing the same thing to other humans. It is just a cycle, despite our cultural differences and certain things that will be different about the different races or whatever. At our core, we are the same. The people love the same, hurt the same, have a desire for power the same. it is the same the whole world over. So I think that's a really interesting thing to look at. And it's a part of history that's maybe been lost with everything that's been taken from the elves, is kind of a reminder that they are also capable of these dark deeds. So is everybody. You know, if the elves were to, like, if Francesca and her little group were to successfully overthrow humans and, you know, become the masters of everyone again, humans would also need to remember that when you get there, don't become your own worst enemy, because the elves' desire for power and the elves' desire to be better than everybody else and to expand their power is what has led them to the situation that they are in now. So I wonder if that's a part of the storyteller's aim, is to kind of remind the elves that they were at fault too. Not obviously that they deserve what happened to them, because most of the ordinary people are just living their lives and trying to not starve to death. But yeah, it's interesting. And then the mages finding out that they tried to save their mother and she came back as like a sort of undead creature. Yeah, that does sound pretty horrific. You can see why it maybe caused them a lot of pain and tore them apart to a degree. But you can definitely see it as being young people with incredible power at your fingertips, and you just don't understand, like, I can't solve this one thing, this person I love is dead, and wanting to fix it. You can see someone who is arrogant and believing in their own power going down this road and finding it a mistake. And it's then very frustrating to think that he went from that to looking for the monoliths to now doing this Witcher thing. Like, where will he stop at this point? I mean, the Witcher thing, he is trying to right his own wrongs, and he originally was intending to take the risk himself by taking the potion himself so that he would be the one to do it and he wouldn't be putting anybody else in danger. Now, a really interesting note is the fact that the dwarves buried the monoliths as sacred things to make the land fertile. The monoliths have all been dug up and positioned in places, and there is a famine. Is there a connection there? Whether I don't necessarily believe in divine beings. There is magic in this world, so maybe there are divine beings, but is there some kind of magic within the monoliths that was helping make food for people? Or is the famine just purely coincidental with everything else that's going on, with the fact that the monoliths are disrupting things now with the way they are positioned, with the doorways being open to other worlds? I do find oh my god, I've forgotten his freaking name. Ferrell? I'm so sorry. And Ayla. I do really like them together. I think you've definitely been picking up on vibes between them. And I feel like they're a relationship that sort of deserved more time to be spent with them. That being said, I think you believed that when they both realised they'd lost both of them, I think it was losing everything they'd ever stood for, and then realizing that they both had kind of lost faith with that anyway, and like going on this journey together, realizing that while you maybe once would have instantly hated each other on sight, that you'll have a lot more in common than you have different. I think we have watched them kind of form a bond that was initially based on a tentative trust and companionship, and that has grown into this. I think him taking the elixir was the right decision out of the two of them. Largely going off of remembering the prophecy. And I know she said something about the lark song. I can't remember her exact words, but I know, because obviously I watched it and then I edited it, so I've heard her say the prophecy twice now, and it was stuff about two become one and the beast or whatever, and that the lark would find redemption for her, like in helping her clan she would find redemption or whatever. But a part of that was the lark song, I think. And if that wasn't the prophecy, then that was the storyteller that said it. But somebody said something, maybe it was the storyteller, not the prophecy, and that's why Ayla's not thinking about it. That could be it, actually. But somebody said something about the lark in her song. And so therefore I need the lark to be mentally the lark. You know, if Ayla is becoming a strange version of a Witcher and losing control of herself, she's not going to be singing very nicely. So it's interesting. I don't know how it's all going to come to play, but I'm enjoying the seeds that are being sown. I feel like we're really getting to know these characters as well as we can in this short time. I enjoyed the fact that we took a moment in this episode for them to just have a wake, but for them to just enjoy each other's company, enjoy being alive before they go off on this suicide mission. I was very concerned about what Skeen was up to. I was going to be, if she had just gone and betrayed them all, I was going to be like, seriously, what's the point? I was kind of assuming she had some kind of plan, and I was thinking, well, if we have these soldiers in their armor, maybe we can do, you know, well, like, I'm bringing a prisoner like they did. The thing that threw me was that she wanted 50 soldiers, and, you know, there weren't 50 of them. But of course she also went and made some other friends, and she got her blade back, I believe, as well. We definitely can see that within Zintria, they say it lots of different ways. Merrin and the commander dude, and even the mage, everyone is kind of, the whole situation is poised on a knife point right now, and somebody is going to win, and it could go any way currently, and it could even be somebody that is not even a player they're aware is on the board, as in like a blue ball of light in a dead world. But the way that they are kind of scrambling together, making these alliances, betraying each other, then going back on it, you know, Meryn doesn't trust him, but she needs him right now. I'm sure the second he's opened that portal, she's got what she wanted from the other side, her plan is to get him back in that cell. That he knows all he has to do is get to the other side, find his blue light magic thing, make the sacrifice, which I presume is the person he cares about. That's why he was like, I need my assistant. Or it's like, I don't know, you need to do something. And then he'll be unstoppable because he'll have this all-consuming chaos magic, and then no one will be able to hold him down again. You know, they are poised at such a dangerous position. Then we have our group coming in with the plan to destroy or disable the monoliths, to kill Meryn, to stop everyone, to like break up the Empire. What is going to happen? Because we know this is also, I think this is also the story of the conjunction of the spheres. I mean, the monoliths are monolithing. We've gone through it to other worlds. We've seen the first monsters. We've got the first Witcher. It seems about time that the conjunction happens. Why and how is that going to happen? Is it going to be a mistake, or is the conjunction going to be the only way to avert catastrophe? Because it kind of feels like a big catastrophe. What's going to happen in the final episode, basically? This has been a very rambly way of saying I'm really enjoying this. I do wish it had had more time. I almost think, you know, like The Witcher's like 8 episodes a season. I almost wish this had been a standalone 8-episode season, so that we really could have had time to just immerse ourselves with these characters, immerse ourselves with why they're doing what they're doing, the consequences of it. I mean, like, we could have had an entire episode that was primarily just him adjusting to being an angry Witcher man. But yeah, I am enjoying this. I don't think I've seen, at least the people I follow, like the reaction channels I watch, no one's reacted to this yet. I've no idea if anyone else is even watching this show, but I'm enjoying it. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction, all of my reactions to this show, on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.